should be live. There we go. We're starting to appear now.
What a beautiful Mercury retrograde energy.
Oh my
Holy crap.
goodness gracious me.
All right,
We've got a ton of peeps.
We got Logan Gildashawn.
Logan was first. Look at that. And then we got, Logan Gildashawn, Susan Savannah, Yoff, and Peggy, and Cass, and our Laurie, and hold on. Doris Jean, hello, Jess, and Lizette, and Kimberly, and hi Shana, and that's everybody. There you go.
So Logan Gildashawn,
Yes.
Susan Savannah Yoff,
Yes.
Peggy Cass, our Lori,
Yes.
Jess Lisette, and Kimberly.
Yes.
And already you have one super chat towards
I know, because we haven't even started yet. Because we decided we love doing this. Put a few shekels in the coffers. It helps, you know. If you throw us 10 super chats in the course of this broadcast today, I'm going to do another story, and you can tell me what you want. Last time, I believe Sean threw in so many super chats, he rather swayed the voting. Because we did the third branch of the Mabinogi. So whatever you guys fancy, I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go. Some I know from memory, some I do not. So, but I'm game for anything. Tell me what you'd like me to read, and I'll read or tell or make up. I don't know. I could just make it up, couldn't I? Come up with a fifth branch of the Mabinogi.
Fifth branch. Oh, dear.
What could that be? What could that be?
Number 2.
Oh, Yoff as well. Hello, Yoff. Thank you, Yoff. Oh, that's awesome.
Right,
Goodness
so,
gracious me.
I'm imagining,
Are you?
since most of the people who hang out with us are, we're all here because we're not all there, are the type of people who are aware of energy, sensitive, and kind of try to go with the flow, but sometimes when the flow is all crazy, you get a little crazy yourselves. I'm just trying to see what they say here.
Logan's suggesting, what if a lewd limerick? No, Logan. No. That's a hard no. Okay. We need. Oh my goodness gracious me. Everybody's throwing something in here now.
3 more.
So we have, we're up to 5 already. Look at that. Thank you so much. Come on, guys, you got to tell me what you want as a story, though. And I don't know what Sean's talking about. Schnapps and whiskey. What the? If you people have started drinking already, we're in trouble. That's what I was going to say. Oh dear. Okay. Get to grips with them.
Not my monkeys.
Put them in order. Get them in order.
Well, some of them aren't my monkeys. Some of them are. I'm not afraid to unleash them.
Oh no.
Okay.
Run away.
So this past week, last Monday we talked about having, this Virgo eclipse, and that full moon with an eclipse, and we said Mercury's retrograde, we said Venus was retrograde, and we said all of these things in Pisces are opposing this stuff in Virgo, and that there was just a lot of kind of stress energy. And that is still very true, and it is only going to intensify between now and the end of April.
Oh dear.
So we kind of don't want to lose our minds. We don't want to lose our heads. And we may find that we are starting to get pressured into that fight or flight, and that we're starting to be a little more aggressive maybe than we usually are, or less tolerant because we've kind of been worn down a bit. And I just want to start this by saying again, love is the law, and you need to hold the light. Really work not to be drawn into the emotions that drain you, right? Anger can be very draining. It can be the adrenaline you need to fight.
Sometimes.
True. But anger can be very draining. Anxiousness can be very draining. feeling like you're constantly on defense can be very draining. So somehow try to figure out how you can turn this energy of negative emotions, disgust, exhaustion, turn these things into love and light. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to focus on a pet or a person that you do love. So when you feel pushed and you want to lash out, or you want to
do harm,
just throw it in, stop for a second and get that heart connection going to a special person that you love, or, your best friend that you love, or a pet. And let that energy kind of flow into heart center and bring you back to a place where you can hold the light. Now, talking about relationships, right? Astrologos, it's written in the stars. I got you, Helena. I'll put you on the list. Astrologos, written in the stars. And it is kind of like this big dance of energies, right? We have the planets, and we have the constellations, signs, and it's like this big dance. And some of these dancers really love each other, and some of these dancers not so much, but they have to dance in the company anyway. Right?
That's one way of putting it.
This is the play that's going on, and this is your part, and you have to dance your part, even if you have to dance your part with a loathsome partner.
So the ballerina won't catch her.
Right.
Throw her to the floor.
So what we have over these next 6 weeks, and I've been barking about this time of year, if you've been watching, for at least 6 months.
Yes. Yes, I can pay testament to that.
Let's think about the relationship with a person that we absolutely do love. We absolutely do love them. But let's think about a time when we have an opposing point of view. This is what we need to get done. And one of the people says, this is how we're going to do it. I've worked it out. We're going to do it this way. And the other person says, well, no, that's really ridiculous. We're going to go around this way and get there. This is how we're going to do it. And it's my way or the highway. Well, that's stupid. We're never going to get there if we do what you want to do. So the only way a person is going to reach their goal is by working with the other person, not against them. So the first thing to do is figure out how you can come to a resolution of these opposites, right? Or a common energy that can be shared between these opposing energies. So if we look at what's going on in the heavens right now, there are a lot of uncomfortable
dancers,
opposite points of view. Not necessarily planets in opposition, although the climax of this performance, the end of April, is that Mars-Pluto opposition, which is going to be quite horrendous. But they're not quite in a position yet for that.
Straight up conflict.
But it is moving. We're going to feel it a little beforehand, but then this is the chart from the full moon.
Oh, okay.
Last week. But that's going to be like the culmination of this amazing performance, the end of April, which is going to set off another whole ball of wax. But, we'll get there later. Right now, we want to get to that point. So we've talked about Mars and Cancer acting together, right? That Mars doesn't really have much in common with Cancer, right? Mars wants to act and be fierce and push forward and burn it down and just, burn through it and get to the other side, right? But Cancer says, oh, no, no, no.
Nurture, nurture, nurture.
We must stay at home. We can't act out. We must hold on to things, and, we can't just throw caution to the wind like that. So I said, remember that this causes what I'll call mama bear syndrome, right? Mars wants to be fierce and protect and move and get going. And Cancer says, but we must do it in a very nurturing way. So if we can find a thing like that, like a mama bear syndrome, we start to understand how we can compromise to get to where we want to be. The other thing we have going on is Venus in Aries.
That don't fit so well.
They're quite unlikely partners as well, right?
Doesn't fit.
Because we know that Aries is ruled by Mars.
Mm-hmm.
So here we have this pioneering, adventurous, me first, let's go. It doesn't matter what falls to the side as I force my way forward.
Mm.
Right?
Not really the Vesuvian way, is
But
it?
Venus rules Libra. It takes us quite a while to make a decision. What do you mean you want to go bags of smoke straight up the middle? You always say for Aries. And I always say ready, shoot, aim. So Venus rules Libra. Wait. We have to take our time to make a choice. And Taurus. Oh, Taurus the bull meets Aries the ram. So we have this kind of understanding that Venus, what we value, our money, doesn't want to just bolt ahead. But Aries also stands for new beginnings in the sense of it being the sign that
Pioneer sign.
that starts the astronomical year.
Does.
And that says, oh, it's time to plant the seeds, right? And you could plant the seeds in Taurus, the earth, right? So we can find an energy of common ground there and say, perhaps Aries wants us to fight for what we value. Aries wants us to fight for the decisions we're making. So we're going to see this Venus in Aries retrograde starting to get people vocal, especially like women's rights and minority rights, immigration rights, things like that.
People are going to start speaking up, eh?
There's going to be quite a bit of uprising there, and I think because of the Venus-Libra connection, we might see some more issues going on with the courts. Okay. So it's not a bad thing, but it's necessary, right? And it's something we have to be prepared for on a personal level, right? We may have some very difficult decisions to make about when to start something. We might have very intense pressures regarding grounding and protection. Okay. So those two guys, right, are not in opposition, but they're
not the best of dancers.
conflicted. Right.
They have different core values. Should we put it that way? I think that probably explains it.
But there's nothing here that we can't figure out or work with in some way, or try to understand how it's affecting things globally, countrywide, community-wide, or personally. The next big thing that's, I think, to point out that's going on is the Saturn-Neptune conjunction. Now, they are not at the same degree yet. They're going to come together later on at 0 degrees Aries. You've heard me say that last week for the first time in 3,500 years.
Oh, no. Common occurrence then.
But they're close enough in degree, since Saturn is the last personal planet. It takes 30 years to make a cycle. And we would allow a larger orb, so people who are into astrology would understand it's a bigger number of degrees apart that we would still consider them acting as one, conjunct. So we can already feel this Saturn-Neptune conjunction acting as one. Now, these again are two very unlikely partners, right? Neptune wants to veil everything. Neptune is the mystery maker.
Subterfuge.
Right? Neptune is very creative, but it says, oh, let's daydream and let's be a little bit, vague and let's challenge people and see what's real. So with AI...
Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Forgive me.
That's
so
all?
sorry.
You only did 3?
I'm trying. Well,
Bless you.
I don't want to ruin your thing. Please, I'm so sorry.
So with AI on the rise, Neptune is very happy about this and says, oh, we can creatively conjure up all kinds of untruths. Not that Neptune just wants untruths, but Neptune wants to mystify or throw illusion that you have to kind of wade your way through. Is this real or not? Now, Saturn, quite the different sort of energy. Saturn's glyph looks like a chair. Sit down here, you're going to listen. I have lessons to offer. I have things you need to know. I have to make sure that you are grounded, protected, and see things for the reality that they are. This is what's real. You can't get away from it. You have to accept it as this chronic thing. Chronic, Kronos, Saturn. You have to accept it. It has to be a lesson learned. Really? Did you think that was real? Did you sort out what was real? Is that really the lesson you need to learn? Don't listen to Saturn. Come over to my side and you can live in the mist and you don't ever have to be in a real place. You don't have to worry. It's just an imagination. It's a big worry. And this lesson will be repeated until learned. This is karmic. You've got to get on the stick. You've got to get care of it now. Right now they're both in Pisces, which is kind of like, oh, poor pathetic me. But they are going to come together at 0 degrees Aries. That's when they're going to have what's called their perfection.
Perfection.
Right? So right now we have the late degree of Pisces, almost like a martyrdom kind of thing going on here. But over these next few months, we're really going to be challenged with what is truly our lesson and not deluding ourselves about having learned that lesson. How can we stay grounded and focused and not be pulled off of our center by the illusions being fed to us, right? This isn't real. This is AI. This is just meant to upset us. We must stay grounded and focused, right? And Pisces also rules that 12th house, that exalted prisoner or that undoing. So we could find ourselves giving in to Neptune and kind of becoming addicted to something that takes us out of our reality because we don't like our reality very much right now. But that said, that's the shadow side. The light side of that is remembering to find time to be creative, remembering to find time to take us out of that heavy karmic energy and have a little bliss. But those two characters don't really blend well together either. So what we're really seeing or feeling is quite a bunch of disharmony.
Oh dear.
Right? Oh dear.
Disharmony, disunity.
Disharmony, disunity, disruption. Discordant. And then good old Mercury is retrograde too, so now we don't even know how to communicate to make a plan that will work.
Or what we try to say to appease the situation comes out completely wrong and exacerbates everything.
So
Lovely.
I think what I'm really trying to say is it's checkup time. You Aries wants to push you to act before you aim, and we really, really need to think about what we're shooting for before we let the arrow go.
Be aware of your target and what lies behind it.
Right. And in all of this that I've already spoke about, Uranus is moving towards that 25 degrees Taurus, where it will sit on Algol again.
Oh dear. Hey, Juniper.
The thing with it this time is, last time in July of 2024, when the shooting thing in the House of Public Speaking and the step down and put up Kamala with all these losing of our heads, Mars and Uranus were conjunct, so they were acting as one. Now we have Uranus by itself, and it wants to create chaos, right? Chaos, panic, and disorder.
Ah, yes, my work here is done.
And we really are going to need to watch losing our heads. That is now as well. I mean, it's very close in degree. It's already at 24. So it's going to reach its perfection the end of next month, because it's a slower moving planet. But 1 degree from Algol really is igniting that conjunction. So I think we're going to see more and more of leadership being torn down, overthrown, and again, just on a global level, we can see this happening. In a country, we can see this happening. Our government has been decapitated. And we can see our friends and family members losing their minds. We see people who can't drive anymore. Zombie apocalypse.
Oh my God.
So the key to this is really try to stay focused. Don't get so distracted, right? And I think the moon is in Scorpio today, which might make things quite emotional.
I'm hearing banging outside.
That's some cat doing something.
Oh, is that what it is?
Today is the 17th.
It is.
This afternoon and tomorrow and half of the 19th, moon will be in Scorpio. So you're going to feel that energy of emotional opposition to losing your head.
Well,
don't kill anyone.
Try not to. It's probably best.
And mind your words with killing somebody too. But I think we just have to recognize that we've never had this composite kind of disharmony before. We've dealt with Mercury retrograde.
Yeah.
We've dealt with Mars in Cancer.
But it's like all the cogs have lined up.
They're all lining up in a discord.
And it's not a nice alignment. It's like somebody's like engaged reverse at 200 miles an hour, That does a number to the gearbox, it has to be said.
Right.
So Logan's saying, doesn't that help us learn lessons, return to mistakes made until the lesson is learned? Yes, so long as you learn the lesson and don't repeat the same bloody mistake again.
Tell yourself, oh, I've got that, when you really don't.
Because there is that, that deluding yourself, that illusion that you've got it all going on, and you may not. You know what I'm saying? Where you think you've got a sure footing, you may not. So yeah, it's I would counsel. I'm not the astrologer in the room. I'm just the astrologer's apprentice. But I would counsel caution.
Don't make any rash moves.
Try to avoid, even though all of the triggers are going to be there, like pushing your buttons like mad, wanting you to engage and lay somebody out in lavender.
Don't burn your bridges.
It's unfortunate if you've got your facts wrong when you go charging in there. You know what I mean?
Don't burn your bridges. Don't burn your bridges.
So yeah. Oh my goodness gracious me. So Savannah's saying, I'm still voting for the Battle of the Trees.
Oh.
We have to let you into a little secret, because you weren't at the tarot class yesterday. And we so got into the weeds, and I think I I read a little bit of Robin Williamson's Battle of the Trees.
Yes, but he's going to do Battle of the Trees for the next Academy story time.
I am, and I've got an idea of something. I don't want to spoil the surprise, but I've got an idea of something I really, really want to do. So I'm definitely going to do the Battle of the Trees, Savannah. Yes, and that's going to be the one for the Academy, because I'm planning on doing something kind of a bit interesting with that. So Laurie suggests the fourth branch. She wants Bloodieth.
Oh, I could see that.
I could see that. I was thinking maybe almost the first branch. I don't know. We'll see. Just you guys throw some ideas out, and we've got 3 more chats to go. 3 more super chats, and you have secured your story for this evening.
Oh,
only 3. And who else has joined us when we weren't there? Did you get? Oh, well. Oh no, Juniper sent us a sticker. It's a super chat. Oh dear.
We counted it last time.
Well, yeah, it just doesn't technically apply to the goal thing though.
Oh dear.
Oh, but thank you, Juniper. Yoff did the same thing last time.
You're pedantic.
No, I'm not pedantic. I don't make the effing rule.
No, but you can say that counts and do the story time anyway if we get 9 other things.
I'd still like to make our goal if we can do it. I'd love to.
Dear
I'd love
Christ,
to. I'd love
such
to.
a poo-poo head.
I am not a poo-poo head.
All right, focus. We're going to do readings now.
Okay, all right then. Savannah loves the fourth branch too, eh? Okay. We'll see what we do.
I think that they're all wonderful and meaningful and important. All right, so people really...
I prefer not to do the second branch.
No, really, really don't lose your head.
Yeah.
Right? We are in, and you have to understand too, we're in the middle week of the 2 eclipses. We're going to have a new moon eclipse as well when we get into Aries. So
solar eclipse,
these next 6 weeks, I can't even explain. More than I did, really.
It's an interesting... Maybe we live in interesting times, but she keeps poking at me. So, hey, listen, you plan to be here for this incarnation at this time.
We have agreed to be here now. We must not forget. That
show me where I signed that. Show me.
I can print your natal chart. It's right there. All right.
Show me where I signed up for this.
You go first for Logan.
Oh, well, Logan's first on the list. Oh, I would hear... What?
I would love to hear you do the root.
The root? I don't know what the root is.
I don't know what the root is.
Oh, Courtney. Hello, Courtney sent us one as well. All right. Celebration
What
time.
is the root,
Come on.
Logan?
I don't know, but he'll tell us. Maybe there's a story called The Root. I don't know it. I really don't know it. So having me trying to tell that can be difficult.
But this is a good card.
This is a good card for Logan. This is a good card. This is a celebration in the company of close friends and cause to celebrate. So, lighten up, my friend. There's...
I think this is some sort of reunion.
Maybe. Hannes Taliesin. The Root? Who is that? I don't know. Okay.
I don't know. Not familiar with it called that.
The story of Taliesin. That goes on a while, mate.
You might have to tell that in parts.
That's not a short one. All right. So, good card. I know there's a lot surrounding you at the moment, which feels hopelessly out of control and very, very scary. But there is... It's for you to be the light in the darkness, see the light, hold the light, be the light for others. Spread, the love and the fun. You're a very playful soul. You know that. So it's okay to play. And laughter fixes so much. Laughter helps people a lot, So, yeah. Dial down the crudity, but turn up the laughter.
There you go.
That's my advice. All right. So thank you, Courtney, as well. That's cool.
I have
2 to go.
Gilda.
Gilda. Oh, hello.
Gilda.
That's not bad.
Something you are planning or working out now. It could even be making lists of pros and cons, or making a chronological order of how you want to get something done. but something you're looking forward to or planning now is really going to pay well, not just karmically, but I think financially when we get towards June, July. So it's going to take a few months to get all this worked out, but whatever it is you're planning or preparing or intensely looking at is really, really going to serve you well in a few months' time. I think this is something that's not an instant payout, but by June, July, you'll start to be able to harvest. You're up for Sean.
Sean. So I think Logan's suggesting I do the Tale of Ceridwen. There we go. Lovers, baby. Lovers. It's the number 6. It's an interesting card. For me, I don't know why I'm feeling this, so I'm going to go with my intuition. Again, this is like two people who care very much for each other trying to approach things from a completely different aspect.
Kind of what we were talking about.
Kind of what we were talking about at the beginning. So yeah. Sometimes it's difficult. You know, can't you see? No, they can't. They can't see it through your eyes. Not with your perspective, because they're not standing where you're standing. You know. So resolution isn't necessarily compromise. But compromising isn't necessarily resolving it either. So you need to find an amicable resolution for what is potentially a conflicting situation. And I think the best way about that is just to put all your cards on the table and be completely honest and try to come at it from a place of love. Obviously, I think that's an important thing. But do not lose your voice. But by the same token, don't lose your head and just, scream and shout and yell and throw toys out the pram, because that's not going to fix a damn thing either. So, you can resolve it. You can resolve it. All right.
I'm up for Susan.
It's funny we're talking about resolution today, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Your resolve will be tested, young man. Yes.
Right. Susan, I think this is like trying to find something that you know is missing, but you're not sure what it is that's missing, right? Like, obviously, we look at this picture and we see the character has 3 cups down here, and there's one kind of in the air. But this does look a lot like the Ace of Cups, right? That the hand with the cloud. So where do you find your peace of mind? How do you find what's going to bring things together for you? And how do you even identify what it is that would bring you peace? How do you even identify what it is you're looking for? And I think that's what this week is about for you. Identification. And part of that word of identifying is also about us. Who are we, right? We get ID'd. What's your name? What's your rank? What's your serial number? What are you here to fight for, kind of thing. So I feel like there's some sort of working on understanding who you are, what degrees you have, and what's going to bring you that peace of mind, where you fit in, where can you exhale a little bit. So take some time and think about things for a bit, and I think things will be revealed. Savannah.
Oh gosh, lots of people saying lots of things here. Oh, Juniper, yeah, tell me about it. Yeah. Denial seems to work, doesn't it? There's nothing to be concerned about if we don't know it's coming. Yeah, right. And it doesn't matter if people die.
Well, they're trying to call off the meek.
This'll do ya.
Oh, Savannah.
This'll do ya. The Hermit card. Be the light, I think is the message we've got here. Be the light in the darkness, and that light is for others. You understand that? That light is for others. His eyes are shut. You don't need the light, but be the light. Be the light in the darkness. Hold the light and try to be the light. Light is something, you think about it, you know, one light, lots of people can see it, and it doesn't take anything at all away from the light, which doesn't really sort of make sense if you think about it, because there has to be a transference of energy for you to be able to see something. You would think, anyway. But photons don't have mass, and it gets really interesting when you start thinking about it. And it gets into like the weird stuff that we were so in the weeds yesterday, I have to tell you. But this here is there's a magic to it. There's a magic in just being that light, just holding that light up. You don't have to do a damn thing other than that. That in and of itself is what brings about change, because people eventually see that light. So long as you keep it held up, so long as you keep that light bulb up, that light bulb lit.
And don't kill anyone with your stick.
No, don't do that. That's not being the light.
All right,
killing
I have
people.
Yoff. Ooh.
We got some interesting cards, haven't we?
Now, this is very interesting.
Isn't it?
This guy's a thief, right? He's got red
a
hat
tea leaf, mate.
and red shoes, and he's trying to get away with something. But if we look really closely in the background, there's a little army coming to the rescue. So I kind of feel like you are in the background as that little army, and that you recognize somebody's trying to get away with something, right? They're trying to either take credit for something that's not their credit to take, or they're trying to discredit someone who hasn't done that crime to be discredited for. Or they may even be trying to get away with something illegal, perhaps to do with, like, I don't know, some kind of contract, like a landlord that's trying to cheat a rent thing, or there's something going on that you're right now kind of amassing your defense. And I don't want you to be alarmed in any way, because there's only one of them and there's a whole crew of people with weapons coming, so it doesn't matter what they took out of the camp while people were sleeping. But I think that this week for you is about staying alert and getting your facts, and then just calmly coming and saying, hey, look, this is how it is really. And be the voice of reason to the crazy guy who's trying to get away with something. I hope that helps.
There you go.
It's intense.
And we got Taylor too. Hello.
Okay.
All right. Who I got? Peggy.
Ooh.
Doesn't suck. Does not suck. This card does not suck at all. This is very much about making your own way. Quite literally, making your own way. Very, very productive. There's nothing wrong with your work ethic. So, you know, it's okay. I actually feel that this is like you're being asked to get hands-on. I think somehow you find it very therapeutic. If you can do some kind of crafting or something like that, something that occupies you with an intensity and it requires like almost a total focus on it, I think you're going to find that quite calming in some way, especially if you feel like, what the hell's going on, you know? If you can put your head into something really productive and creative, I think you will do extremely well. And, you know, you can certainly sell it. Or sell them as well. Do you know what I mean? I think there's an opportunity for reward through your physical endeavours here, things you create.
All right, I'm up for Cass.
I have to blow me nose because I'm sorry.
Hold your ears. We should probably mute.
Oh, it's not.
It's not going to be that bad. He says. Oh, that's not too bad. All right.
It's because we had the heater on.
Okay.
I'm gone 60 now. My
Cass.
nose runs at any excuse at all.
All right. So I don't like to use the word soulmate because I think it's way overused. I kind of like to think of it more as like soul tribe or soul buddy. So I think this is reconnecting with some people that you have shared memory with. And oddly, it doesn't necessarily have to be someone you knew in this life. This could be coming together with a like-minded person that you feel a strong soul connection to. And I feel like there is some sort of invitation from them to spend more time with them and to explore new things with them. It does not have to be romantic. Again, I don't like to use the term soulmate. It could be, somebody who is just going to be your absolute new bestest friend. But there definitely seems to be some sort of positive shift and opening in social life, and somebody who you're going to learn a lot with. Okay, so that's a cool.
There you go. How about that then? Who I got?
Laurie. Laurie.
Laurie. And Carol's joined us
All
too.
right, I'll put her on the list.
Oh, fretteth not. I don't know what it is, but somehow I think sometimes you feel you're on the outside looking in, and can't I get a break? Why can't I be?
She's on medical leave and she's not being able to do what she wants to do.
I know, but you got to change your thinking a little bit. All right, you got to change your thinking a little bit.
You're still part of the tribe, Laurie.
Absolutely.
We haven't locked the door.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it was lovely to see you when you came out to the community day the other day, And so maybe start focusing on what you can do, okay? Because I think focusing on what you actually can do actually empowers you, rather than focusing on what, I can't do this, and that disempowers you, if you know what I mean. So it's ever such a gentle sort of pull yourself up by your own bootstraps here, and start to focus on just like how amazing you are in ways, You're a hell of a reader, Laurie, and let's get you back there, let's get you back doing what you're damn good at, because that's gonna feel so good for you. You know what I mean? All right, that's my 2 cents for you.
All right.
All right.
I have Jess.
You got Jess. Gosh. 2 chats, peeps, and I'll do a story. Come on. You can do it.
Which one? This
Which
one.
one?
Jess. Oh. Now, this really is the Soulmates card, if you read all the books, and I was just having a similar conversation with Cass. But what stands out to me on this card today, because different things jump out different times for different people, is that Caduceus with the lion on the top, the winged lion. So yeah, I feel like this is some sort of incredible rejuvenation, restoration, healing energy, right? Something that is going to prove to be very, very restorative, right? It may be that you yourself visit something within your own history in order to kind of bring yourself back to that time when things were balanced and equal and shining. But I definitely feel this week for you is a deep, deep healing, restorative energy. Just, there's 2 cups here that are working towards balancing the energies. So it's like an alchemy. And again, this resolution, right? But I really feel this is about healing and not necessarily about personal relationship with self and healing. Lizette.
Oh, it's got to be this one, isn't it? Oh, Lizette. Again, you're a really, really positive person, and I think sometimes you do the swan thing. I sense that about you. Do you know what I mean there? It's like from the outside, everybody looks at you and they see this serene gliding across the surface kind of thing, but underneath the legs are giving it hell for the leather. And I'm thinking sometimes that you internally fight an awful lot of battles internally, and try very hard to keep your focus positive. And it's good. It's good. But sometimes I think you find yourself pulled into dark spaces, and it's okay to voice that sometimes, because like a problem shared is a problem halved. I'm not saying you burden people and get all negative and all that kind of stuff, but just to, say, hey, give me a hug or something, or just like, I feel crap about this. It sometimes just that acknowledgement of that allows you to purge it out of the system rather than dwell upon it internally, if you know what I mean.
Words are spells,
Yeah. So be careful if you've got something you're dwelling on internally. Try to gently move that out into the light to turn your focus around, That would be mine. 2 cents for you,
Kimberly,
Lizette.
she's way down here. I can see this card way
You
down
feel
here.
it there, do you? Oh, it feels it in my water.
Oh,
I do.
Kimberly.
Oh my!
Talk about the battle of the trees here.
Pretty much. Yeah.
All right. Everybody's dressed in a different color. Everybody's got a different point of view. Everybody's got a different way of wielding their weapon. Everybody's got a different way of standing to wield their weapon. And 5s are struggles. I think this week for you is about trying to get people to stop whacking each other long enough to remember what the point was anyway. Right?
Yeah.
So I kind of see you as the 6th person coming into this situation and yelling, hey, stop, stand back, put down your weapon, lean against that stick. And let's try to remember what the hell the focus was in the first place. It's like everybody around you's lost their mind. Yeah? So I think this week for you is figuring out a way to stop the battling and get people to fight a common enemy.
Fight the problem, not each other. That usually helps,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, thank you, Lizette. It's very
Helena.
kind to say that. All right, Helena. Me for Helena?
Yep.
Got to be this one. I feel that this is an arrival at a place. I feel this is almost initiatory for you, surprisingly enough. A lot of people leap out their skin when they see this card, and this is don't. There's so much imagery in here that speaks of transformation. But transformation, the thing is, once you know it, you can't go back and be blissfully ignorant anymore, So it does come with that responsibility of that knowledge, because you can't discard it. When you know it, you can't discard it. So I think this is going to be very much a revelatory experience for you, where something is revealed to you, and it's going to help you. It's going to help you transform, because I think almost you've been like treading water for so long, it's almost like you've been in like this kind of survival mode, and you've forgotten almost how to live. Do you know what I mean? And I think something's going to like unlock for you, which is like turns it all on its head, and you see it in a completely different way. So embrace it.
All right. I'm up for Donna.
These are not trivial bloody readings we're having
Look
today,
at
are
you, Donna. As above, so below.
This came up yesterday.
Donna, I feel like this really is about being able to speak something into being. This is like finding a key or awakening an understanding. Like the guy's got that red hat. There's a fire in the head here. There's a discovery. There's a,
It's not a trivial one.
No, there's something that may be born out of impulse, but now is really going to be, I just got a big ringing in my ear. All right. Pay attention.
Oh my.
Pay attention and listen. And you are going to be guided to something that you've been searching for. And you're going to find a key to unlocking that mystery. This is going to be a really good week for you, I think.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Savannah. And she's saying they're very deep readings today.
Yeah.
I think it's because where we were yesterday, we really threw ourselves in the deep end yesterday. It was like, whoa. We got in the weeds and all that fun stuff. And that was cool. That was cool. Don't worry, we got your paperwork.
Yeah. All right, you're up for Courtney.
Courtney. Ah, this doesn't suck. This doesn't suck. Again, I've got, and I'm feeling that this is something that you have to maybe instill via proxy or instill in somebody else. This isn't necessarily you. You grok this completely. You understand the innate relationship with nature. But I think there are others in your immediate circle, putting it that way, that perhaps don't necessarily see it the way that you see it. And I think you've made it almost like your mission, your raison d'etre to bring that kind of enlightenment. And it's not anything that is going to hurt anything. And it might be something as wild as, taking the farm organic, something like that. But it's something I think that is actually going to benefit you in the long run financially. But it does involve more harmonious with nature, if that's making any fecking sense at all. I hope it is to you, because I'm waffling and I'll shut up.
Well, it's also like an investment energy. That's something that pays out later. All right. Taylor.
One more chat, peeps. Come on, we're up to 9 out of 10. We can do it. We can do it.
Oh, Taylor. Oh, responsibility is such a heavy word. This card, if we had one word, people would call it the card of burden. However, when we look at the guy or character, he's dressed in orange, like the strength card's energy. So all these things that need to get delivered or need to get where they're going may weigh him down a little bit, so much so that he's not really looking ahead now. He's just looking at the burden. So I think it's time for you to get back to maybe prioritizing things and, like timing things out, scheduling things out, and allowing yourself some time to look forward, even though you can't just dump down the burdens on somebody else, right? You have these responsibilities, you have these cares, and you can carry them. You have the strength to carry them. But you also might need to give yourself a little bit of time to kind of straighten up and ease that heavy burden. So I think this is about new beginnings, right? 10s are really 1s. So a new way of looking at how you're going to carry these responsibilities, right? So it's almost like you've got this pack, some people go like this and some people go like this when they grow. Some people just grow like up a ramp and other people step. And I feel like this is kind of a step where you get to kind of step up and have a new way of taking on these responsibilities that will give you a vision rather than just only seeing the responsibilities.
So there you go.
And you're up for Carol.
Carol! Oh, well, it's got to be this one. Oh, that doesn't suck. I feel this is something to do with your creativity. Yes. even though this is the king of fire.
This is Aries, baby.
Yeah. Even though we've got that there, I'm strongly feeling that there's almost like an invigoration. So maybe it's like the fire in the head for you kind of thing. That you're starting to come back to life after the death of winter. Do you know what I mean? There's a stirring within you. There's this desire to bring things forwards, and you've got a lot of ideas. So start scribing some of them down. Because your ideas are, I think, flowing fast and furious at the moment. So maybe if you haven't got a little journal to stick them all down in, you probably would do well to do that, because there's some real gems here. You've got some cracking ideas coming out. So, embrace them. Kudos to you is what I would say.
We're up to card of the week.
Card of the week. Come on,
Now,
peeps.
see,
We got.
Juniper gave you a sticker.
I know, but
it's not-
we want to get to the goal. We do. It helps us if we make our goal. It
right.
helps the channel, folks. So it's just
Card of the week.
one more super chat, please.
Card of the week.
Oh, that doesn't suck.
Now, I like to give one words, right? We look in the book, we'd see this card says inheritance. And this makes us all think about money, right? But we inherit all sorts of traits.
We do.
Right? We learn what we live, and sometimes we inherit a fear, like, oh, my mother was always desperately afraid of spiders, so I'm desperately afraid of spiders. That's not true, but
That's
it's just
conditioned
an example,
behavior, I think.
right? But that's something. Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Yay!
thank you, guys. Thank you.
But that's like something we inherited. We inherited our story. We inherit our understanding. We could inherit a skill. Oh, all of my relatives were artists, so therefore I have this great skill for artistry. So I think this week is about remembering who we are and what we stand for, and how we're going to find the resolution, right? When we look at numerology, we do your little thing, a 1,
A 1,
a 2,
a 2, ow,
and a 3
and a 3.
is the resolution, is the triangle, right? So this week is about remembering who we are, remembering the information and tools that we have, and how we're going to put that into use, right? Like, let's say that one person has a hammer. Everything looks like a nail. The other person has a Phillips head screwdriver. Everything looks like a screw.
Well,
But now they've been tasked with putting together some giant IKEA unit, and they don't have the Allen key.
oh dear.
So they're going to still have to build it. They're going to have to figure out how.
I think it might be a bit loose.
And this is where we're at. We're going to have to figure out how to put down the only tool we have and think about what we've inherited and the knowledge and skill set that we have, and just find that resolution of energy to this disharmony.
And it's funny because we actually have a very similar kind of take on this card, but to me this is where when you're up to your ass in alligators, all right, it's hard to remember that your objective was to drain the swamp, because you're too close, you're too innately involved, you are drug into the mess, and you can't see the big picture. What this card says is go get yourself into higher ground, elevate your position mentally, physically, spiritually.
Climb up.
Elevate your position. Get where you can get in a position of control and clear perspective. Get your head above the clouds. Get your head above the mess that you're in. Get a clearer picture, and things work out so much better when you can see what your whole idea is. And so it's very similar to what Lisa's saying, because you think, because of the skill set or whatever it is, the way of your thinking, all of the stuff you've inherited that you've brought into this life. it's hard sometimes to do it differently, but it's necessary to do it differently. It's necessary to see that, you know, if you don't realize you need an Allen key, you
can't build it.
You can't build it.
Right?
So,
This tool's not going to work. This tool's not going to work. But I know how, in theory, how it goes together. I just got to find the right tool to put it together. And that's
Exactly.
kind of what's going on.
it's probably in the box somewhere if it came from IKEA. So there you go. So yeah, it's an interesting time, and it's really funny that card should come out when we started out speaking about resolutions. And that is, how do you resolve the situation, you know? Because we are being pulled, our resolve is being tested right now, astrologically, mentally, spiritually, politically.
I can't tell you how many people this week reported tremendously life-altering situations. How many people came for counsel that were truly, deeply distressed and just in need of answers. How many people talked about others around them who are in harm's way or were actually dealing with an accident or an illness or an unexpected bill. I mean, this past week has been difficult for folks. And this coming week and this coming 6 weeks, we're going to need our toolbox. And we're going to need to be steady of hand. And we're going to need to be awake. And we're going to need not to act in anger or fear. We're going to need to act out of love. It's the only way we're going to get where we need to go.
Be the light.
Be the light.
Be the light.
All right, hold it. Hold that light, people.
Yep. It's not just for you, that light, although you will benefit from it.
If anybody's been in my reading room, there's a poster to my side called The Light Bearer. She's holding.
Hello, Laura. You're late to the party,
Right.
but nice to see you.
So hold the light.
Contemplate becoming a channel member. Do go back and watch, Laura.
It's Laura Bertoluzzi. Hello, my Aquarian friend.
Yeah, so there you go. Do go back and watch. Do contemplate being a channel member. It's fun because we pull cards for our channel members and all that fun stuff. So,
All right.
And there's lots. Do watch the channel member thingy. Whatever.
Laura found my little flyer at ShopRite like back in the 80s.
Really?
And she used to come get readings when I was reading in my house.
She laughs a lot, Laura. I remember her. She's always
lovely.
a very positive person. I like that.
Peace
All
and
right, guys.
blessings.
Thank you so
Go back
much.
and listen, Laura. Go
Yep.
back and listen. It's a good show.
What time should I do this? Still probably 8, I'm thinking.
Yeah,
probably going to be 8 o'clock. And I will try and figure out what it is that we're going to do. I see people have suggested
A few different
the
things.
4th branch, the Taylor Kerodwin, and the 1st branch, I can't remember. We'll figure something out. Hopefully you'll like it, but Savannah, it's not going to be the Battle of the Trees because I promise I'm going to do that
for the Academy.
for the Academy, and I've got a plan for that. So yeah.
But we'll do something fun.
We'll do something. Yeah, absolutely. So thank you, guys. Thank you. Have an amazingly wonderful day. Thank you for the super chats. You are wonderful. I'm going to try and get this out of the way so I can work the computer here. Have those. Thank you very much. And we will bid you a
Listen to this again if you need to.
Oh, do. There's some good stuff on here.
Remember, there's a group mind going on too.
There is. All right.
See you later.
Is this online? Is what online? Of course it's online. We are online right now. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Yeah, but
It'll be on our YouTube station.
The story time tonight will be 8 o'clock. Same back channel, right
Just
here.
like you're tuned in here.
Just like tuned in here. All right. So that's it.
Right,
Okay. Yes, you are in the Academy, Savannah, and we thank you for it. That's wonderful, and we love
Yep.
our channel members.
All
Brilliant,
right. Thank
guys.
you.
Have a
Bye.
beautiful day. We got
Have a
million
magical
things to do.
Monday.
Have a magical Monday. Bye.
Bye.